and welcome to this third lecture of refrigeration cycles in applied thermodynamics. In the previous two classes, we have studied what is refrigeration, what are the different terminologies associated with it, then the ideal cycle for most of the refrigeration cycles, that is the reversed Carnot cycle and the reversed heat engine. So before we start studying vapor compression refrigeration cycle today, we will study why reversed Carnot cycle is not applied in practice, even though it is a very highly efficient and having high COP model. Okay. Yeah. Here, as you can observe, the two isothermal heat transfer processes which are not difficult to achieve in practice, since maintaining a constant pressure automatically fixes the temperatures of two-phase mixtures at a saturation value. Okay, therefore process 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 can be easily approximated in practice. Okay, since they are the processes of evaporator and condenser, but the difficulty comes in the process 2 to 3 where the compression takes place. In 2 to 3, the compression of a liquid vapor mixture is being done, wherein the compressor has to handle two phases, right? And similarly, in process 4 to 1 also, the expansion of the high moisture content refrigerant is done. That is, as you can see, point 1 is within that curve. Okay, so that means it is a wet mixture. So dealing with wet mixtures for both turbine and compressor, it is not feasible. So that is why these two cannot be approximated in practice. And also, if at all this reverse Carnot cycle is operated outside this graph range, that is in the superheated region, then there also we have difficulty in maintaining the isothermal conditions during the heat absorption and heat rejection processes. That is where in the processes of evaporator and condenser, if I operate this reverse Carnot engine outside this limit, okay, then I cannot maintain isothermal condition here. Okay, as you can see, 3 to 4 and 1 to 2 are isothermal processes. So these also cannot be approximated practically. So that is why reverse Carnot cycle, even though it is an ideal cycle which we use to compare all other cycles, it cannot be approximated or converted practically. So that is why we will have a very near practice cycle which is known as vapor compression refrigeration cycle. Yeah. So as I told you in the last class itself, the name vapor compression refrigeration simply means the compression is done only for the vapor. Okay, as I told you, the difficulty or the main drawback of the reverse Carnot cycle is that the compressor has to handle two-phase refrigerant, which is very difficult, right? So here, instead of two-phase refrigerant, we will make the compressor work with only vapor, a single state refrigerant. Okay, that is the main and most advantage of VCR cycle. That is what makes it highly efficient and very much famous. Okay, now we will study as per the TS graph here how a VCR works. Okay, here there are four processes. Okay, 1 to 2 is isentropic compression in a compressor, 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat rejection in a condenser, and 3 to 4 is throttling in an expansion valve. Okay, again remember this point, here we do not have a turbine as in case of a reversed Carnot cycle, but instead we have a expansion valve. Why we do not use a turbine? Because turbine is too much costly and too much of a maintenance for this purpose. Okay, for this purpose we do not need a turbine. Okay, so we can have a throttling valve or an expansion valve with which we can complete the task. Okay, and process 4 to 1 is constant pressure heat absorption in the evaporator. Okay, here what you are seeing is an ideal VCR cycle. Okay, here the refrigerant enters the compressor at state 1 as a saturated vapor. As you can see, the line is on the black graph. Okay, and it is compressed isentropically. As you can see, this straight line 1 to 2. Okay, on the TS graph, S1 and S2 are same, so the process is isentropic to the condenser pressure. Okay, the process 2 to 3 is condenser function, so P2 is condenser pressure. Understood. Then the temperature of the refrigerant increases during the isentropic compression process well above the surrounding medium. Okay, because of the compression this happens. Then the refrigerant enters the condenser at point 2 as a superheated vapor and leaves as the saturated liquid at state 3. Okay, when it goes through the condenser at point 2, as you can see, it is a superheated vapor, but at point 3 it is a saturated liquid as a result of the heat rejection to the surroundings, right? Then the temperature of the refrigerant at this state is still above the temperature of the surroundings. That is what we need to observe. Next, where are we? We are at the point 3. The saturated liquid refrigerant at state 3, at point 3, is throttled to the evaporator pressure by passing it through an expansion valve. Okay, from point 3 to point 4, what is the function? The function is of the expansion valve, where expansion takes place so that there is a drop in the pressure. Okay, so when that pressure drops, the pressure that we achieve at point 4 is the pressure of the evaporator. Okay, then the temperature of the refrigerant drops below the temperature of the refrigerant space during this process. This is very, very important. Okay, so because of this process, the refrigerant is able to work again in the cycle. Okay, the refrigerant enters the evaporator at state 4 as a low quantity saturated mixture. Okay, not quality, it's not quantity, it is quality. Okay, so as you can see, at point 4 it is a low quality saturated mixture. That means it has dryness fraction value. Okay, low dryness fraction value. Understood. Then the refrigerant leaves the evaporator as saturated vapor and re-enters the compressor. Now as you can see, 4 to 1 is the function of the evaporator, right? So this is what this is how an ideal vapor compression refrigeration cycle works. Now as you can see, the area under the graph, this TS curve represents the heat transfer for internally reversible processes. Here there are certain internally reversible processes except expansion. Okay, the process is not reversible. If that was also reversible, then the whole cycle would have been a reversible cycle. But ideal VCR cycle is not a reversible cycle because there are 3 reversible processes but 1 irreversible process, which is expansion valve. Okay, now the area under the curve 4 to 1 represents here the heat absorbed by the refrigerant in the evaporator, and the area under the process curve 2 to 3 represents the heat rejected in the condenser. We all know that, right? A right hand to a thumb rule is that the COP of the VCR cycle improves by 2 to 4% for each degree Celsius rise in the evaporation temperature. That means the temperature of the evaporator must be as high as possible, whereas the temperature of the condenser must be as low as possible. Okay, this is the condition upon which we can increase the COP of a VCR cycle. Understood? Now, as you can observe in this HS diagram and TS diagram, in the HS diagram you can see the graph of the actual cycle also. 1 to 2s and 3 to 4s represents the actual cycles wherein the irreversibility factors have been considered, right? Now in the TS graph, if you observe, there is a dotted line by 3 to 4 dash. Now what is this 3 to 4 dash? This 3 to 4 dash is the expansion of the refrigerant if at all we have used a turbine, right? 3 to 4 is the actual line wherein the expansion has been done by expansion valve. Now if at all I consider the area under the graph 4 to 4 dash, that would have been my extra output, right? Or else this also can be regarded as the less work input that I needed to be supply to the compressor, right? But even though I have the advantage of extra refrigerated effect by using the turbine, but it is very negligible compared to the complexity and cost that a turbine brings into this cycle. So that is why, even though it has some advantage which is very negligible compared to its cost, so we will not use a turbine for the expansion in case of a VCR cycle, but instead we will use a very simple thing called expansion valve. Okay, as simple as that.